Hey, it's Clay Trader, and this will be a video chart on QASP. I've done this one a couple other times, and I want to do this for two reasons. One, I've been getting a lot of questions on it from the longer term holders, and then also I'm seeing a nice trade setup here, so I want to go over both. First, for the people that have been asking me questions, hey, what's going on? What do I want to see happen? What do I think is going to happen? All that sort of things. Let me just preface that by saying I haven't been following the story of this one, so I'm not real sure what's going on from a fundamental story standpoint. But from a charting standpoint, it's pretty simple what you want to see happen if you're long right now, and in this for a longer term, hold. If we look at this key level here, being the 200-day simple moving average, we have once, twice, three times, four times, five times, and then right here, we are now sitting right around that area. This has been a crucial support level, this being the 200-day simple moving average, and literally one, two, three, four, five times the price has come down here and bounced off. And right now, it's hovering right in that area. So if you're long, I don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, and what you want to see happen from a charting standpoint is you want to see this level hold. It's done so five times previously, so you want to see history repeat itself. And if it doesn't, then you have some support levels, down in that area. But ideally, in best case scenario, you'd like to see this 200-day simple moving average hold strong, like it has in the past. The other thing to keep in mind is these moving averages and support resistances are not exact specific levels. They are zones, ranges, webs, whatever you want to call them. I like to use a web. So if you picture, that's kind of the center of it, and then we have a web that's going around. Here's a perfect example. Yeah, it did drop below it. Yeah, it did close above it, but it never really separated enough to pull away from the web. And that's what we have right now. Yeah, there's some closes that are beneath it, but within the web, it's still well in there. So that's where we stand from, if you're playing this from a longer term perspective. But now from the trade setup, we have a great risk reward situation here in terms of, dollar value or dollar value that you would risk versus the dollar value that you could gain. So right now, like I was just talking, we're sitting right at this key support level. And if you use history, like I pointed out, five previous times the price has bounced off there. So a potential trade, and remember, this is a trade, so this has no use to you if you can't honor stop losses. And I'm not saying you have to put in a stop loss. You can use a mental stop loss, meaning you tell yourself if it breaks this level, I'm going to sell. And then if it does, you put in your order and sell then, because putting in stop losses on penny stocks can be pretty risky. But if you use a mental stop loss, this is a viable trade setup. But what I'm looking at is you could easily enter in anywhere around here. And depending on your entry, so if you wait for a little bit more of a pullback, you could put in a stop loss. So let's just say for argument's sake you decide to hop in right here. A couple options for a stop loss depending on how much you can risk. One stop loss could be down here below this low, or else you could even cut your risk down even more and just keep it really simple and keep it there. Now on the other side of this, well actually I'm getting ahead of myself. So keep in mind this right here, if you get in here and you would sell there, this box is your risk. So that's how much you would be risking. But if the trade goes your way like it's done numerous other times when it's gotten down here, you're looking at a potential move of possibly up in this area up here. So that is your reward. So now let's draw the reward box. You see the difference? You are risking this size, but the potential gain is this, plus it could be more. It could shoot all the way up here. That's what's great about stop losses. You are in complete control of how much you make. But if the stock starts running, you could take off a quarter of your position here, take off a quarter of it here, take off a quarter of it there, and then just let the rest ride. Will that happen? I don't know. But the whole point is you'd be risking a small amount for a potential nice bounce, which it has proven before to bounce nicely off the 200. I mean, one great example is just simply right here. People were like, okay, I'll hop in here, I'll put in a little stop loss. So they were risking, maybe, this amount, and then look at this huge amount that was the reward. You could fit in a bunch of these losses, and then, so you could lose, let's say, three of these. So you have, there's one box, there's another box, and there's another one. And then you could only have one winner, and you get that, and you wipe away all these losses, and plus you make some. So that's what risk versus reward's all about. And that's what I see with this one right now. The way it's been hovering around this level, it could present a good trade. And just one more time, this doesn't work if you're going to hop in and then it starts to go against you and you're like, okay, I'm just going to hold. You're completely defeating the purpose. So if you're going to get in this for that sort of trade, you got to honor those stop losses if it does go against you. But overall, you know, chart is still holding up. It's still fine. No need to panic or anything. This level has been doing a great job of holding up, and as long as that remains the case, then the daily chart's gonna be fine. So if you do have any other questions on the chart or maybe that trade setup, let me know, and I'll hopefully be able to help you out. On a separate note, I'd encourage you to check out bullmarketnewsletter.net. If you go there and sign up for the newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, which has been getting very good reviews. And with that, you'll get trade setups, trading ideas, educational things from penny stocks all the way up to big board. So there's a nice variety for everybody, and it's all free, no strings attached. So it's worth at least checking out. So one more time, this was QASP. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks for listening.